Hello, everyone. We're back again for another mock draft. This is version 3.0, and we now know that the draft is officially on Sunday at noon Eastern. We thought we could try to get you to the most up-to-date information available about the mocks to try to help you get the highest TPE possible. I'm Valor. Of course, I got Waters with me again, my partner in
Hey guys.
crime. So we do have questions, but we'll get into them later. But let's get the big daddy out of the way. So, as it turns out, remember last week when we said that I was going to be first overall? Turns out that was a massive lie. I was shocked to hear that too. But to make matters even weirder, Waters is actually the first overall pick.
Right.
A bit shocking. I mean, I knew he was probably going to go within the top 5, but yeah, I figured.
Yeah, I mean I can't speak too much to it. But yeah, it should happen unless I've been very manipulated, which I don't think is going on. So yeah,
Yeah.
looks like that's gonna happen.
Here's a little crazy story. Apparently, Minnesota's GM was trying to ask some top prospects of who you were scouted by earlier today.
Yeah, I saw that. He asked me too. I think he's just collecting information. I'm
Yeah, I
not
think
really
he's
sure
just
why,
studying like
but
which teams could potentially take them before I could get to them, sorta.
yeah,
Oh, which is I think is a smart move to do.
yeah.
Completely
So
fair, and I think this is the right move by Minnesota to get somebody like you on that team first overall.
thank you. I'm
Okay,
pretty
pick.
excited. Well, I'll just talk about the Minnesota thing a little bit. I'm pretty excited. I think that I could like really help Minnesota a lot. So I didn't expect to be in this spot before like I talked to Minnesota, but I'm yeah I kind of can't wait. And we'll see how it goes, but I'm happy.
Okay, so second overall, we do know this pick as well was leaked about around the same time that this pick came out. It's going to be S Fresh, which is, let me find him, Jason Bourne at second overall. And if you're wondering, this TPE information, I got all this data today, by the way. Today, the 24th of September. For those watching this ahead of time, and you try to make fun of this mock and you realize how wrong this is. Anyway,
Like applied
I'm not
to
surprised this pick because S Fresh has had a previous connection to Chicago before. So it was either going to be him or Shores that was going to go here. I originally thought Shores, but I'm pretty sure, did we get this one right? Yeah, we got this one right here. Turns out the second mock
yeah,
correctly guessed.
we figured this one out. Yeah, we're good
Yeah,
detectives.
yeah. Pretty much responsible for most of the information going into the mock draft chat. That's secret to the rookies and the rookie mentors. Because I got yelled at by a GM after I discovered some comments about me, but we'll get into that later.
Okay.
So now we're heading to the gray area again.
Yeah.
Montreal, Manhattan, Seattle, Hamilton. This is what I consider the gray area here.
I mean,
Because,
I know there's some floors here. I think there are people that I believe won't make it past 6 if they fall to 6. And I don't think so. I think there's like going to be a few people who are not going to fall out of these picks, but we don't have hard information.
right. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Montreal and Manhattan GMs literally joined the rookie Discord within the last 48 hours. And literally just a couple minutes before we went live. Citizen of Adra, the Manhattan GM, came to the rookie Discord. And we all know there's a rule in there. If they type one comment, it's going to get deleted.
I thought they weren't even able to type comments.
No, they were too, but then they immediately get deleted.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, so this is just guesswork for the next like 4 picks. Not really sure. I think I don't know. For some reason, something that's kind of come to my mind that could happen here is I think Juke is probably gonna go in this range. And we haven't had him we've had him go 9 in the last 2 drafts. I don't really expect that to happen.
Yeah, I think Juke is someone that I think we've underrated badly on our boards recently.
Yeah.
And he's gotten more active recently in the rookie Discord. He's been helping
Yeah.
us with the information too.
Yeah, I
And
just
not to
can't see
mention, he's now the top TP guy in the class.
well,
Like
like I don't really know how I guess fantasy is how I felt so about him,
fantasy,
but
that's why I'm somehow only one behind him because I managed to place first in my group,
yeah.
which is rare.
But yeah, so yeah, things have changed on that front. But one thing that that should be noticeable is that like 20 different people are already capped before the draft even started. So
Yeah, which is absolutely insane that we have
yeah,
20 people at the cap. It's like
yeah,
it's rare that you see this class this deep.
yeah. So that's pretty nuts. Which means there's a lot of potential to do whatever you want with this class. But yeah, I think Juke probably. I'm gonna have him go third. I think he doesn't fall out of this range ever.
Yeah, no way he falls out there. I mean, if Montreal does not pick him at 3, I mean, if they end up taking somebody like Shores instead, I can completely understand, but
Yeah,
you're making a massive risk here. That's the thing with recreates. You got to sell them on your team. That's the whole GM thing about scouting. But before we go into 4th overall, I have a bombshell I got to state.
okay,
I applied for 2 co-GM jobs. You heard it here first, folks. I've applied for both Winnipeg and Buffalo.
all right. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm
To
wishing
convince,
you the
using my
best.
reverse scouting, said, "Hey, I want to apply," and then the GMs are like, "Oh, okay, let's convert this into your scouting conversation."
Yeah. Did it go well?
With Buffalo, quite well, but I got to tell you a little bit of the story. So earlier today in the rookie Discord, we had some drama go on there. Obviously, something involving McGritty, who I thought would be a possible decent second round pick. As it turns out, he was getting he was spreading lies about stuff that Buffalo was trying to do. He spread a rumor about them possibly trading picks, but I can't confirm that the stuff he said is not factual and not real. To the point that Vandy, the Buffalo GM, DM'd me to tell him that he's not welcome there anymore. It's gotten so bad to the point he had to tell me, which I think is absurd. And because of that, I think McGritty's going to quit the league because of that.
Well, I don't. I have no idea what happened. I'd have to see. I don't know why McGritty would do that maliciously. It doesn't make any sense
Yeah,
to
we
me.
were warned. I was warned by we were warned by Phantomins for a while that he was spreading false information, and then today Phantomins said like, "I had enough of this guy," and I was having enough of him too. I mean, he's young, but
Yeah, I don't know.
take this time to reflect on what you said, and maybe come back in like a year or two when you clear that image out.
Yeah, if yeah, like I said, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what happened there. I don't feel comfortable speaking on it because I don't know. I don't know anything about it. So we'll see.
Okay, so now we go to Manhattan.
Yeah.
So once again, the gray area. I really do not know what Manhattan's plans are. Something
Well,
tells me this is a first gen potentially, but I gotta say, I gotta give that a shout out to Rich and Luke. I did give them some questions over there. They did specifically mention a guy that I think could potentially be a sneaky person in the first round. They specifically mentioned Nordic Nailer as
he's
the
been getting
someone
a
who I
lot.
go
His stock has been rising.
Yeah, I mean Jess literally gushed about him for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Who was the guest in that pod? But something tells me that it's not him. The
It
two
could be.
ones that I think so, Icewind Grenadier definitely seem like the top guys coming to here.
Yeah.
But my goodness, I think Yeti Taz is falling off on his earning because of low
Yeah, I'm not
money.
sure what happened there. Maybe he hasn't bought. I think it's probably
He
because he
has
just hasn't
not.
bought
I don't
it
think
yet.
he's bought all season equipment yet.
Yeah, so I don't think there's too much to read into there. But yeah, I mean, I could see a lot of people going here. I was more confident on it being Yeti before now. Um, yeah, Naylor, I've heard a lot about him rising. I think he's 100% going in the first round. I'm not. I haven't personally seen why. But I'll believe what I hear. Um, so I would put Yeti here still, but I think it's definitely, I think it's a new gen, and I'm not sure who. So
Yeah, apparently they said Yeti had a joke conversation with Adra before, so
mhm.
this could be him still. But we're still gonna put Seattle. Let me see here. Oh my, looks like I hear the Rosers in your background.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah,
So
I live on
last
a
one we went
dangerous
with
street.
Ice Windu here at 5. Do we stick with this pick with Seattle here?
Yeah, I mean, again, we have no information at all. I don't know
Yeah,
Seattle
like
very
I've
well.
sent a message to Seattle and I have not heard back. They have completely ghosted me. Something tells me that these teams are either waiting till like Friday or Saturday or even the day of to start messaging people, or
And
because
somebody,
Hamilton's
yeah,
also notorious for doing that as well, from what I heard.
yeah. Hamilton. I don't know how. I don't like Hamilton might be looking for an angle out of the draft right now, like out of the first at least.
Because
We'll see.
apparently, from what I heard, there's a lot of trades in the works right
Yeah,
now.
I'm not really. Yeah, because like I've been hearing a
Because
lot about
apparently,
like how
like they
billion
said, like
trades are about
either
to
on
happen.
like
Yeah,
tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday, a lot of these trades are going to get revealed, and rumorly some first are on the move.
yeah. So yeah,
So
I
I
don't.
could
I don't know what to
realistically
think
see
of.
teams like Seattle or Hamilton possibly trading out because they got their core set.
Yeah.
Montreal could
Uh,
be another team that I could see potentially trading out as well, but we'll see.
I think yeah, I think all these teams could trade out. I mean, I think a big reason if they're not scouting, they're either settled on somebody already. Because to me, it makes zero sense for these teams not to scout. They're picking super high in a really deep draft, so they have a lot more decisions to make than most GMs do here.
Right.
So I think those are teams that are going to look to angle out, look for possible trades out of the draft. But as things stand, yeah, Juno's fine here.
Yeah, I think we stick to the original ones we did here. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think Juno probably does this here. Okay, so we go into the Hamilton pick now. Like I said, Hamilton's a bit of a mystery. There's a couple of guys I could think could go here. The one that comes to my mind is Blues fan, but Blues fan has said that they have not heard from Hamilton yet.
Nobody's heard from
They
Hamilton. Uh, nobody's heard from Hamilton. I've heard from Hamilton, but that's because I'm very good friends. Like I haven't heard from them on a scouting. I've just been talking to them because of my friends. Like so, I don't really know. I don't have any like inside info here. They're not really super um, settled on anything. I think I if I were them, I'd go new gen, and I think that might be where they settle.
Yeah, I mean, take a look
Um,
here. I have the roster page here from there, and you can see this even gets all if their player has not regressed yet.
yeah.
So
So
really, I think they go best available here potentially, unless they trade the pick.
yeah.
And looking at the board, got guys like me. This feels like a Nordic pick. Not. This feels like a Nordic to me.
Um, maybe somebody I'd want to put here is probably Sync. Actually, um, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I just feel like personally, I have a hunch that he's going to go a lot higher than we think he is.
Succinct as
Um,
in like what's the player again? I don't know.
Chuck Lumbermouth.
Chuck
I
Lumberoff. I mean,
I think
this
he's
guy might
very.
be low on TPE.
He
Let
might
me
be,
see
but
where he is.
that's an
There he
equipment
is.
thing. Yeah, that's an equipment thing. I
Like
don't.
I have seen this guy chatting a lot in the rookie Discord.
Yeah,
I have a
that's
feeling this guy's a sneaky first rounder.
yeah. To me, I don't even know if it's sneaky. I'd be shocked if he wasn't in the first round. And I think teams should be looking at him as a top 10 guy. Personally, I think his
Yeah.
activity is a
Let's go
lot.
with him. You know what? What the
His
heck?
activity is
We'll
very
just go
strong.
there.
Here's my thing about just to speak quickly on Nordic. Like a lot of people, I'm sure he had some really good scouting conversations, but I've barely seen him talk at all. So for me, it's
Yeah.
impossible.
He's
for me
like
to
a
say-
rare. I mean, he's probably talked over the other servers.
of course. But I can't really. I have no idea. I have no idea what his personality is like or anything like that. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to put him super high because I can't. I can't speak to what I would. Yeah, I don't know what I would see in that. So
Okay, so pick 7. This is where we're starting to get a little bit more info. I already have a hunch on who this pick is. We're sticking to what it was in the last one. I think it's Spurmine going here.
Yep, sounds right to me.
Yeah, no way Ace passes up on Spurmine. But I have a bit of a hunch, too. Something tells me that potentially the pick at 9 or 17, they could try to hire somebody that could be supplier for the co. I mean, they have not gotten back to me after the application I sent in, but in my opinion, this is probably the earliest spot I would go. But pick 8 is a team that actually said that I don't fit the team. Actually, sorry if I don't. I don't like name dropping of her team, but with all this recent info, I kind of have to.
Yeah.
So pick 8 is another one that's pretty obvious at this point. It's pretty much confirmed. They said, if you're available there, we're taking you. And that is Val Picks.
Mm-hmm.
This has been pretty much...
Same thing we had last time.
Yeah, same thing we had this time. Former player on Edmonton for a while. Was a key part to their championship teams. Overall, great user. And frequently shows up in the rookie chat, too.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, update on that little drama thing. Jess had to come in and said, it's gotten heated. But this is, they're saying, don't use this chat to talk crap about people.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to speak on something I don't know. So we'll see if anything comes out of there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So pick 9. I originally thought it was going to be Simmertick at this pick, but my source I had a source tell me that Winnipeg's waiting to take a goalie until round 2.
Interesting.
So they're expecting Simmer to fall.
So that's interesting because one of the questions on the mock draft, one of the bonus questions on the mock draft, is if there's going to be a goalie in round 1. And to me, if Winnipeg's waiting, I don't see why. Yeah, it seems unlikely now because if Winnipeg's waiting, I don't think any other team is going to feel forced to pick any goalie in the first round. So,
yeah. So, do they go best available here probably instead of Simmer? They could go me for all I know.
Do you feel like you've had good conversations with Winnipeg?
They just got to me today after I literally contacted them about the co-GM application. Mm-hmm. They have not gotten back to me since this morning. I'm not going to put myself there for now, but we'll see what happens.
I mean, one guy I like. I think we're going to need to put a lot more new gens on this mock than we have previously because, truthfully, that's likely to be 50.
Seems like the new gens are probably going to go a lot higher than everybody thinks they were in recent weeks.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of people have stuck out in the last week, in my opinion. One of them would be John Hockey. That's who I'd put here. I'm not really sure what Winnipeg's thinking necessarily, but he's a version I like. Could be Nordic as well. I don't know the conversations they've had with Nordic.
Yeah, it could be Nordic, could be that guy. Let me see where he is on the board.
He's one of the top 5 earners.
Top 5 owners? Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
this guy, Brenadier. I've seen him recently show up in the Discord as well.
Yeah. So there's a lot of confidence that he'll go top 10. So
yeah, he said he doesn't believe it. So Toronto is definitely another mystery team right now. As in,
I know they've scouted.
They hope for Volpix to fall, but that's not happening. Edmonton's not going to let her go past 8.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I know they've scouted, but I don't know how much.
Yeah, we previously put Norman Marinu here, who is, let's see where he is. He's lower on the board. I think that was a first gen.
He's also top 5.
He's top 5 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, but Jason.
Yeah.
Jason is a longtime user that pops in and out of the league. I'm not sure if we stick with him or.
I don't know. I think you could. I think this would be a new gen spot as well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I don't know who they like. So until then, I feel like dropping a top 5 earner that this far, any farther than this, would be kind of sacrilege. So I think we should
like
put
something like that, or something like Shores, who is somehow
Schwartz is also that's actually maybe we put Schwartz here because we haven't.
I'm gonna say, wait a minute, we didn't put Schwartz there yet. I think we should put her there.
Yeah, let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah, let's put Schwartz here. New England, I got a lot of info about this. They're either looking for a defenseman here, or they're trading out of the draft because they're full on prospects.
Yeah, I think
to the point they have to have one walk in free agency.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about New England trading out potentially. If they do go defenseman, I think Nordic would be a pretty interesting pick here. I think they could go for this. I think Nordic is floor is 13. I think Buffalo. I've heard Buffalo.
Because Buffalo said they're also looking for a defenseman at that pick.
Yeah. So let me see what defensemen are on the board.
Yeah, let's see here. Top D-men, we have Bluesman, Aileris, Nordic.
Aileris is somebody we haven't talked a ton about, and I don't know if we've had him in the first round. But
Aileris has been a sneaky person. They have shown up recently on the board, usually just to mess with me, but that's all.
I think they would go first round. I think, I don't see why this wouldn't be a spot.
Yeah, I think let's just screw it. Let's just go Aileris here. And
yeah,
that's my thought. Aileris goes here. Pick 12.
So
this is either. I have a hunch that this is either Bluesman or they're trading down, because I've heard this is another team that could potentially.
I haven't heard anything about them trading down. I think they want to hold pat here actually, and I think it's Blues at the time. So
yeah, I think it's Blues. Unless Blues gets taken early by somebody like Hamilton, they could potentially take me, but we'll see, because they're one of the teams that got to me very early. Because I have a connection, because Kale Salad is the Canada Fedhead, and I was a former Fedhead too for a while for Japan, which you're co-Fedhead of now.
Yes, I am.
So a little bit of connection.
Transfers last time. I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm going to say so. Blues goes here. So this, and then for Buffalo, this seems like a Nordic pick.
Yeah. So Abby Wass is the pick here.
Yeah. Pretty much not surprising at all. Like, the closer you get, the more clear it becomes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
okay, pick 14.
And then Nola, I would put you. Atlanta.
I would put me, but from what I can tell right now, NOLA does not expect me to be available at 14. Because they have a feeling that somebody either trades up or somebody before the draft selects me beforehand. So something like Philly here, Buffalo potentially if they hire me as the co, potentially Winnipeg at 9 if I'm hired as their co.
Mm-hmm.
For those listening, yes, I do have FHM8, and I was a former GM, so I don't like boasting about myself, but I kind of have to.
I do on FHM8 as well, and I'm also a former GM, not in the FHM era, but actually that's not true. Sorry, HMO, I am technically a co-GM in the FHM era. Every time,
okay, so 13
every time I forget that I was co-GM for him, he gets mad. So I just wanted to put that up.
Yeah, okay. 15. This is another one this pick got leaked. Atlanta told me it's Z-Wiz. This is pretty obvious because of the previous connections.
Yeah.
Like this one, I had a hunch that this was likely going to happen. Now we hit into what I call the second gray area here. 16 for 20. It's the thing here of will Minnesota possibly trade up for somebody like me if I'm available? Will Winnipeg possibly trade up?
This is definitely a potential trade-up zone.
because
Edmonton could hold on to this pick. They could trade it for sure. They could do either. I see both of those
I
working.
could see a first gen that could go here, and this is somebody that I said last draft has been rising, and I'd said would be the steal of the draft. I would put Aura here actually.
Yeah, I think it's a good fit.
Yeah, something tells me that Aura's recent stuff and recent media has been very hella active in the Discord. So something tells me that Aura has definitely got herself into the first round, in my opinion.
I don't know anything
So
about.
go to 17. This is Winnipeg's third first round pick.
I think this would be another first gen shot, probably.
Probably another first gen. So we take a look at who's available first gen wise.
And we know Marsh is a good earner.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marsh is a good earner.
Like
that could be someone I could see, Marsh or
I don't know if Lumosity fan hasn't gone off the board for us yet. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Lumosity could be there, but Lumosity said he does not expect to go in the first round.
Okay.
I could see him possibly fall into the second, but we'll see.
Okay.
So we got. Okay, so could they just take Simmer here potentially if you're Winnipeg? Because they did release the official draft order today. So let's take a look. I'm pulling the thing up now.
You could, but they have enough high seconds. I don't think they need to.
Yeah, Winnipeg has pick 29 right now. Pick 27 was forfeited for some reason. I don't know why.
Who forfeited the pick?
Winnipeg at 27.
Oh. What'd you do, Ace?
I'm not sure, but if you take a look around here, you got Montreal, Chicago, 2 Edmonton picks, Manhattan, Hamilton, Minnesota again, before Winnipeg.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It might be the goalie pick there. I think they wait on it though. I think they're more likely.
Yeah, so let's go somebody like a Marsh here probably. That's what I was thinking. Another person I could potentially see going there is Phantom Benz, who has been falling on the board too.
Well, Phantom Benz keeps telling me they're not going in the first round, so maybe they could go here. I don't know if they've talked to Winnipeg.
I'm just going to say screw it and put him as the next pick. I don't care.
Sure.
We're doing it again. You're going in the first round.
No, hold on. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because I don't think Minnesota would pick him. I think Minnesota would go defense here.
Yeah, Minnesota does a defense here. So let's see. Could be Aileris was taken already, according to this. Yeah, Aileris is already gone at pick 11. So the best defense available is probably Chuck Stewart, this first gen here.
Yeah, I think so too.
I definitely love seeing somebody like a first gen going high here.
Mm-hmm.
Some people feel like, oh, this should be Candace. I'm like, no, Candace has been Manhattan's co-GM. You can't do that.
Has
I mean, there's a little rule that says you can't draft another team's GM player because Jess will come in and say, try again, pick again.
Right.
Because I remember when New England picked Wally and Toronto threw a massive fit over it. And Luke pretty much kept him hostage for picks. So he literally had to retire and recreate because of that. I mean, that's also kind of a dick move. That's a good thing that was patched.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, pretty
okay. Still at 294. I mean, like that's interesting to me. That means he's probably not going first round. Blix.
Yeah, Blix. Oh yeah, I could think Blix could go 16 as well, because the good news is Blix has cleaned up their act. They have posted and actually written deep dive, so good for them.
But yeah, also but they're only at 294.
Yeah, so their earnings kind of low.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if they go first round.
So they fall to the second. This could be first gen again, or this could be Yosh for all I know.
Tampa?
Or this could be somebody like Hot Dog Lunch who yeah, they most rookies have been firing up their scouting report things already recently. Because I'm pretty sure I saw two of them posted today in the J media.
The scouting report?
Yeah, basically like for their first media
Yeah.
in the rookie
Yeah,
pass.
I would put Yosha at Tampa, and then I think I'm not sure who would be 20th. I think there's a good chance for Lumosity to end up here.
Yeah, I will.
Uh,
I love Lumosity at this. This is perfect value.
yeah.
Okay, so that would be where is Lumosity? They fell off earning wise
Probably.
because equipment bankrupt a lot of the rookies. So okay, so here we are. This is the close version 3.0 of the mock. The GMs are probably when they eventually see this get uploaded, will probably laugh and say, "Oh, Valor and Waters, like we know they have a lot of inside info, but not enough
Hmm. I mean,
because
we're still living in mystery here. I think we have like really 4 picks that we know are going to happen.
yeah, we basically got 4 picks locked in, which are 1, 2, 8, and 15. Those are the ones we know for sure.
Yeah,
The
and everything
West,
else
I
is
want to
just
call the
guessing.
gray area.
Yeah,
Especially, there's some confusion with me. With now, it's been confirmed that I've had some things like will Minnesota potentially trade up for me, or will Philly or Buffalo or Winnipeg possibly take me?
I think there's going to be a lot of trades. I don't see this draft order staying at all. Seems
Yeah,
like Minnesota
something
can
tells me that we're gonna see a trade uploaded within like the next 24 hours or something.
likely. I think
Because
teams
when
are gonna.
that
I think teams
happens,
are gonna
that's
get an
gonna
extra pick here. Like I think teams like
set
Winnipeg and
odds
Edmonton
close to
want
the
to add.
mock draft, and then everybody's gonna panic because of it.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see how that
Okay,
goes.
so let me pull up the questions, Fred, because we do actually have questions for once. Let's see. So there's one on the forum, Fred, and the other is in DMs.
Okay.
So it's from Troy McClure.
All
So
right.
he
Right.
asked, "Do you folks know each other in real life?"
Nope.
Hell no.
Absolutely
I don't
not.
even know where you live.
Yeah, met in the last like couple months. I live in
Yeah,
Montreal, by the
only
way.
met each other in the last couple months. So,
Yeah.
so nice try with that sneaky question of yours.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
no,
Where are you from, Valor? I'd love to know.
Maryland,
Maryland. I'm from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Born and raised.
Montreal. I mean, you
Beautiful
were
city.
probably pleased when they announced that the draft was going to be in a fictional French location. Like, okay,
Yeah. I love that. I love that for us. I love the Quebec IHF team. Everybody who disagrees with me, I disagree with
yeah, you just made the entire Canada Federation get pissed off at you because of that.
you. Hey, not my problem. Anyways, yeah, that's that
Okay.
answer. What's the second question?
Okay, next question they ask is if you could recreate the league and where teams are, what would you change?
Yeah, I looked at this question
Ooh.
before. I don't have any changes I would make because
Personally, I like where every team is now.
yeah, and then
Maybe
even like
some teams get like an identity change, but we'll see.
I mean, I don't want to shun anybody's branding, so
Like,
I'm not gonna go
I
there.
think it's personally fine for now because all
Yeah,
these names are legacy branding. So,
yeah,
like,
location.
you
I think
could
the location.
argue for Minnesota to go back to the Chiefs name, but I can see why they did that.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Um,
Yeah, I gotta say they just got a beautiful new logo for the Monarchs, so that is just not happening anytime soon.
mhm. um, like maybe Toronto's been rocking the North Stars brand for a while, and I kind of feel like they can do something different if they want to. But
I mean, they
I don't.
also recently had the rebrand logo too. That looks great.
Oh yeah, so then forget about that. You know what? Keep your logo, keep the brand. I think everything. I like everything about it. We've had like a lot of time to work on all this. I don't think there's too much like I would change. There's nothing in like Phoenix on either the J or, well, I guess Phoenix is kind of dead in real life too. So I don't
Sorry, because
see.
that team got unfortunately because the owner was a piece of crap and luckily did the
Yeah,
right thing, sold the team, and it got rightfully moved to Utah, who's been
yeah,
wanting that hockey for years
yeah.
and
But
finally got it.
I wouldn't change any locations. So
Yeah, I agree as well. Not worth it for any rebrands. I mean, if someone does rebrand during the off season, like okay, but hopefully it's not a legacy brand.
mhm.
Final question for Troy. He asked, "How many times a week do you chirp? Do you agree with the union that everyone should get a 5% cost of living bump?" Okay, first part of the question, I always do my weekly chirps to make sure I keep the money flowing.
I never do my weekly chirps because I forget. It does that.
And that's you're getting bonked in the head because of that.
Hey, is what I'll make money other ways. It's all right.
You know what? 50 potholes. That's what your punishment is. Because I
No,
know Montreal loves those.
no.
Ah, yes. Valor gets arrested by HL for cruel and unusual punishment.
It's okay. I don't drive, so potholes don't affect me. They'll
Dang, you
actually help
just use
me.
public transport or something?
Yeah, it's great. It's great in Montreal. Love it.
Yeah. We don't have that here where I am. It's like you got to go a little bit north if you have to take like a rail line to the city, or like
Mm-hmm.
you go a little bit to the west, you get a bunch of metro lines.
Mm-hmm.
Because the two I've sandwiched between Baltimore and DC, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Like so, like you mean like in the cities? There's got to be subway lines
Yeah,
for
there's heavy
Baltimore.
public transport.
Yeah,
There's like
I
there
hope
we
so.
have the light
Okay.
rail line that connects to the
Yeah.
northern part of the counties.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Because I was like,
Okay,
I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking maybe like Maryland, or like Baltimore didn't have any public transport. I was like, whoa, that's surprising to me.
I mean we do
Um,
have an Amtrak station and our own light rail line that goes to like the northern parts of each of the neighboring counties.
but yeah, also,
And then DC
maybe,
obviously has the famous Metro line trains.
I think a 5% cost of living bump might actually make me do them. You know what? I agree with that
I mean, if
idea.
they do that and help people get more money, this will
Yeah,
be worth it.
yeah.
Good
I think
idea.
more
I mean,
money.
but that also sounds very communist as well.
I think they just give me. Everybody should get more money.
More
In
money,
SHL.
everyone equal. What is this, communism?
SHL should run on communism. I won't speak on
Oh
anything
God!
anywhere past that, but SHL should be a communist
Replace
society.
the. What are we gonna do? Replace the SHL music with the Soviet anthem or something?
Hey, if I get more money from it, I'm happy.
Yeah. Okay. So we got more questions sent in. This is from two questions from my in my Discord DMs, and they are from Mara actually.
Yay.
So the first question she asked is, "Who do you think will be the biggest steals of the draft?" This is a very commonly asked question.
Um, I mean, based on this mock, I wouldn't say this is true, but what I think will happen is that Sync will go a lot lower than this, and Sync. I just don't understand why Sync isn't like in the consideration for top new gen. Truly, like I really think that guy's cool, and I think he talks like a. He's very active. He talks like he's funny. I think this is somebody that you should want to have in your locker room, and if he ends up past like top 10, I think that's a steal on its own. So that's
Yeah,
who I'm looking.
yeah. And by the way, I'm not doing commentary for the draft. By the way, they already got every spot reserved. Even though I would like
Unfortunate.
Eddie advocated for me to get on, but
Hmm.
Jert said we don't want any more GMs on there, stinky GMs and stinky draftees on there. So
Fair enough.
fair enough. You'll see a lot of the graphics done by me.
Who's your
There.
steal? Who's your steal, Valor?
I've already said was high in aura, but if I take a look here in the board, knowing the R is probably there, I think somebody like guys like Hot Dog Lunch or like him, Biggins,
Oh wow. Okay, well I just found another
Rengoku.
person that I'd want to put in as a
Yeah,
steal for sure.
yeah. A lot of
Uh,
these lower first gens, I think, need to go higher in my opinion, but they'll
yeah,
end up going like early to mid second, which if it was a smaller draft, they would easily go first.
yeah, yeah. So I'll do one that I think will be in the first round or could be in the fringes of the first round, but should go higher. And I'll do one that is going to probably go in the second, but should be higher. That's Rengoku. I love Rengoku. He should go in the first
Yeah.
round. He's like one of my favorite people, like in the out of the rookies, in this draft. And that's a second steal that I think GM should take a closer look at that guy for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if all you spies look in the rookie chat right now, some of these people you could get a steal or ruin another GM's day by stealing their pick and causing them to get raged because everybody knows the GM chat is literally a gaslighting server. I mean, I'm not wrong. Both times I was in there, it was pure gaslighting. Except the time I had the mental breakdown, everybody was comforting me, especially Boom, who was a
That's
good
nice.
person. Especially Boom and Aura. Those two
They
helped
love
me out a lot.
supportive top brass in the league.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great to see where the league has come since I joined, and we had women getting run off the site for being women. That was pretty brutal.
Nowadays, they're pretty much welcomed in. And then, of course, we had then obviously one. And then, of course, I'm not very comfortable talking about this the Mike Izzy incident
Yeah, no, I know.
because this guy's been abusing people for years. And then I eventually had enough, exposed him for it. And then he goes on this tirade and gets himself blackballed.
Mm-hmm. No more Izzy
Like,
dogs, unfortunately
yeah,
for him.
yeah. I
But
mean, he did a lot for Calgary, but unfortunately, that is forever tarnished by the incident.
yeah, but
Okay,
we're better off
so
for
let's
it.
move on to the last question we have here. We have
Wait, wait,
about,
wait.
let me see.
Just before we move on, I want to hear a second steal from you.
Okay,
Who would your next
second
steal be?
steal.
Other than
Uh, Let me take a look who's available on the
I
board.
want a lock in
Somebody
pick.
who I think has been talking a lot here, but will be considered because they recreate too soon. Somebody, I'd say Wildfire Micro. I've seen this guy show up a lot in the chat in the morning. Always says
Yep,
morning to everybody.
yep.
I mean, Duke
I
can be
think
a
so
little
too.
bit abrasive at times, but he's a blessing to have in the locker room. You ask anybody in Baltimore when he's there, he's been great.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I think he could really be a steal. He's been earning very well. I'm not really sure why people don't really consider him high, but I just know that's kind of the case. So I don't want to put him on a mock, but he could end up in the back of the first, and I think he'd be a steal there for sure.
Of course. Let's see here. The next question Aura has, speaking of second rounders, who do you see being the biggest second round picks? So I already said guys like potentially guys like Yosh, Simmer, definitely comes to mind.
The
Red
goalies in general.
Goku, goalies,
Yeah, all the big goalies are going to be really impactful
goalies,
second rounders.
first gens like Koot Daddy, Rengoku,
Yeah.
among others.
Somebody I've seen a lot is Mr. or Joe Anderson. I don't know how you say his username, Mr. Ruihu. But I've seen him around a lot.
Yeah, I've
I
seen
think he
him.
could be a really good
He's
second rounder as
definitely,
well.
yeah.
Um,
And then guys like Zeptovins, who's back in the league, of course, who got
that's gonna be a
gassed
key one in my opinion. I don't know how much gas he has left in the tank, but he's somebody I think people would be very happy to get in the second round.
Yeah, and then you got goalies like Evok, obviously, is
Yeah.
someone who's very big user.
Uh,
Van's going to tumble a bit because of an SHL, because of an incident that happened outside of another league, but we'll see.
Another guy that he doesn't talk, but I've seen him. He's earning is Lucci's. He's also had an insanely good rookie season. I think he's going to be the rookie of the year, if I remember correctly. So, or maybe maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. But he was on that main team, and he was gross, as in good gross. So I could be a really interesting second rounder.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so we are pretty much, let's see. So we still got about 15 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a look and make some bold predictions on which picks do you think get traded here?
Okay. Which picks do I think get traded? I always feel like I know and then I don't. Like SMJHL, for example, was super, super trade heavy, and I didn't think it would be our draft last year. So
Yeah.
I think New England trade. I think New England's going to either trade out or trade down. That's my
Yeah, I
thing.
think 11 I think is being traded. Buffalo has said that they have their second is being traded already. I was told by Vandy
Uh,
that they are indeed trading that pick.
um,
And I know
yeah,
it's going to Calgary. It's going to be for a goalie because Boom is calling up herself, who is a goalie.
yeah.
So that
I think
means orbiting deck is going to get moved to Buffalo.
that makes sense. So like yeah, Buffalo's trading a second. I think it would be more likely to add in the first though. I think they really like some of the first gens for Buffalo, but
Yeah,
we'll see
Buffalo
how.
seems like they really want a defensive guy. Like that's why we
Yeah.
put Nordic in the pick.
I
Like
think
they could
Toronto.
also they've also said potentially somebody like me if I'm available. They have not
Mhm.
ruled out that because I could very well be their co-GM guy.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. There's a lot of Kojiam openings. I think. Well, I know Winnipeg and Buffalo. I think there's another one that I'm missing, but maybe not. But it's like it felt like there's
Let's
a lot
take a
of
look
openings, which is going to probably play into the draft a lot. Toronto's
because
another
if the
team
somebody's
that I would expect to see consider a trade out at least. They haven't been very active scouting lately, as far as I know. No teams really like are comfortable with their floor on like being Toronto or have any knowledge of whether they go to Toronto. Winnipeg, I know, has been active because I've been scouted by Winnipeg recently. So,
yeah Winnipeg, I just talked to Ace this morning, so
yeah,
I might just tell him like says like, hey, if you're listening to the podcast, you've not finished your conversation with me. I want to talk with you.
come on, Ace, reply,
Reply. I mean,
reply,
you
Ace.
GM me in the J before with my first player, Vidal Valor. So, but back
Mm,
then I was a bit more annoying to deal with.
it's okay. Character progression.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about my saga. Like, compared to me in the league 3 years ago to compared to me now, I'm a different person.
Mm,
Like, if you could ask anyone about this first thing I'll probably tell you the most about my girl is Joe, the Nola GM.
yeah. Um, Hamilton could trade out. I think all those teams in the mystery area could trade out.
Yeah, I could see
Um,
Hamilton. Winnipeg seems like a team that could move up. So
Winnipeg. I think
and then
Winnipeg's
they
going to
could
want
definitely
that.
trade out because
They
after
could
they
trade out if
take
they want to, but I don't think they will.
because remember they have or they could trade up because they also have remember they have a ton of first round picks in next season's draft.
Yeah, another team that I think could look to add and maybe should is Edmonton because they also have a bunch of picks coming up, and they shouldn't like they probably won't need those. So I think they'd rather add here than put even like extra fill their prospect pool beyond like beyond measure, I guess.
I mean, take a look at what we have here. About they have a few people waiting in the wings right now.
Yeah, they have a lot of
Like,
people waiting in the wings.
wait a second, they could take a goalie here, but I could see Edmonton going goalie as well. Because take a
Yeah,
look, the only goalie they have is in regression.
yeah, we talked about Edmonton going goalie in the first mock that we did. I think they can
Yeah,
go goalie in the second though, pretty comfortably.
they wait. This could be the team that could take somebody like Evok
Yeah,
or
yeah,
snipe Winnipeg first. That's I think Winnipeg could move up in the second because they don't want Simmer getting sniped by Edmonton.
absolutely.
Let's see here. I said a trade up candidate would be potentially Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean,
I've
I
heard
think
this for a while that
exactly.
Minnesota's been looking to move up for somebody, but it's pretty much not a known secret anymore who they're targeting. It's me that they're trying to hit.
I think there could be other people though. Well,
Yeah,
that's
they
just
could
like
go defensive here
they
too
could
as
go
well.
defense if they want to trade up as well. They could do a lot of stuff. Um,
I mean, let's take a
and
look at what they
what's
have
available.
here on my sheet. So let's see. They have a lot of people who are waiting in the wings. Guys like their co-GM Tomato is one of them. A lot of first gens like Blast. A lot of these guys waiting. in the wings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of them are forwards.
A lot of them forwards.
At least the ones they're about to.
Yeah, let's see, because they could easily replace guys like.
Yeah.
These people are going to need to be replaced eventually. As you can see here. We need to keep talking for another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a new thing I
accurate.
put here. I actually put a list of the UFAs.
Okay.
Every single one.
Okay.
This does include anybody who has not been re-signed by their teams yet. If they don't show up, like, for example, you would go into Winnipeg, and most of the people are not re-signed.
Let's talk about teams that aren't in the first round that could maybe trade in as well.
I've heard a rumor that Calgary has been one of the teams possibly thinking about moving into the first.
They've been scouting a ton. I think
Calgary has reportedly gone rapid fire. I did send a reverse scouting message to Boom, but Boom has not replied.
Baltimore.
This definitely feels like Baltimore would probably try to get Micro, most likely.
Yeah. Who else? I think San Francisco. I haven't heard anything from San Francisco.
San Francisco has been dead radio silent. LA's been radio silent.
Yeah. That's fine. LA doesn't need to talk.
LA doesn't need anything. They're literally the best team TPU wise.
Yeah, and they won. They're fine.
They won the cup quite easily. Take a look at other teams who do not have a pick, like first Texas. I do have a little story about them. So I still have access to their scouting sheet because I did their stuff for them a couple seasons back. And little did I know, they used one of the coach GM's J notes. And I found a very, how do I say this in friendly terms? Not so friendly thing by my thing.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not going to go into details of what it said. It's not anything inappropriate.
All right.
Anything, but we're good, Texas, by the way. We're good.
Okay.
If you don't want to take me, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. But once again, you're committing the same fatal mistake other leagues do with me. They think I'm too controversial, and they end up getting burned. Don't be that GM that makes that fatal mistake.
Don't be that GM. Don't be that GM, folks. You won't want to be that GM.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see here. We still got some time to talk about other stuff. Like
anything you want.
Let's take I'm gonna just take a look here on the site and see what we have. So the IHF stuff is right around the corner. They just released the rosters for them.
Yay. I'm on I don't remember what the junior team I'm on is. I think it's the Isles.
Yeah, for me, I'm on Canada.
No, Isles is the British one. Something island related. I don't know.
Yeah, let me go to the J Media and see what we have here. You said British Isles?
No, something else. I'll remember.
So because you were on Japan, you might be on Team World. Let's see. Because let me see. You're not on Norway. The Rhine, possibly. Let's see. No.
Like maybe. It's not
Latvia.
It's not Latvia. No, it's not Latvia.
Definitely not them.
I think it is the Isles. Yeah, it is the Isles.
It is British Isles.
Yeah. Well, politically controversial maybe to put me there, but
controversial because of the whole Troubles thing. But
yeah, exactly right. But
yeah, I've been looking at
excited for that. Excited for that.
They simply call it the Isles. Yeah, there you are.
So that's gonna be fun. IHF's gonna be Japan was silver.
Let's take a look at the IHF rosters because they put it in the announcements thread, which I think is always good that they announced. Yeah, IHF tournament. So it's in Switzerland. They said the rosters could be found here on this page, the roster Fred. So let's go here. So let's take a look. Canada's roster is always quite good. You got guys like Kale Salad, Tunyo. Mainly on the defense side, they're good. I mean, they're not quite as good as they were in previous years, but they're still good.
Mm.
Their goalies are still strong with Dion. Let's see. Switzerland. Switzerland's always a very strong roster each year.
I don't know anything
It's
about
Valpix
IHF.
who's turned them around.
I should learn about IHF, but I don't know anything right now about how good each team is.
Yeah.
I'm getting the trenches with that.
Yeah. Let's see here. France. This is pretty good roster. You got Jordan Zola, Agent Smith, Kaya, Bad Wolf, Enig, Cooper. You got a lot of great users on that team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. France.
Not to mention GB, who has been arguably one of the best goalies and probably the best goalie, who, in my opinion, is going to win the Best Goalie of the Year award.
Big. That's big for France. They have that backstop, the stable backstop behind them.
Yeah. And then you got your roster, which was posted by Alex.
Yes.
Your forward core is pretty much starting to get into its own because, we had to do a little bit of a transfer because a lot of old players.
Mm-hmm. We lost some people to retirement recently.
Yeah. Still got guys like, obviously, P.S. Strassi and Eddie. You also have... Our defense is quite old because we are losing Allbrand to retirement. Mm-hmm. And we had to run inactives like Namlet and Jiggly on the team. How is Jiggly still in the league? That's a rare thing.
I don't know. I didn't know he was on our team.
Yeah, I think
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Jiggly.
Also, you spelled my name wrong, you jerk. Alex. You spelled my player's name wrong. So I have the right to roast you in the chat.
Oh, wow, Alex. Bad luck for you. I would never have done that.
Bad luck. Don't make me draw my old render just whacking you with a baseball bat because of that. Because that's my old render is actually my current PBE render, so you better watch out.
You better watch out, man. Don't do that again. Don't make that mistake again.
And still, we probably have the best goalies because we got DeVore and a base pack.
Mm-hmm.
And then US, that's another good team. You got forward core looks good. D core looks good. Goalies. Oh, Justin Time is your starter. Another great one.
He's still kicking? Is he not like 6 years into regression?
Yeah, he's San Francisco starter. He was on Edmonton, but got traded to San Fran.
Yeah, because
basically became immortal that playoffs.
I played with him on my old player, and I was inactive for like 6 seasons before I recreated. So,
and then Sweden's always strong there, because you got Trips on there, you got Corey, you got Wig, you got Kenvold, you got Roast Puff, you got Dank, you got Tesla, Unique, Henrik. The goalies are kind of young, so that could be what holds them back. But
you gotta lock in. They gotta lock in on goalies. Do better.
Yeah. Then we got Finland. Finland's always a strong team. I've seen this, and Carpy is your head by default at your starter. Rashford, Tree, Starface, Puval, Spartan, Spurbine. This is already a stacked team. Jace, and then Carpy is not only your head, but also your starting goalie. So, yeah, pretty good. Then we go to, looks like it's a newer head. It's Quebec.
Quebec! So, yay!
Welcome in. So, a lot of new users. You got Louis, you got GW Johnson, you got Breed.
Love that
or
guy.
Should I say Simon?
Simon. Love Simon.
Then you got guys like Sparky, of course, Jay. Sparky's always a slow. Yeah, and Moore is on Quebec. How did he get on Quebec?
That's funny as fuck. I'm a big fan of that.
Let's see.
I'm very excited
Czechia, Czech is another good one with all the users. Alaska, Artemis, Tig, Mikul. Mikul, who always proclaims he's going to win a cup. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you
One
already
day.
did several times.
Oh,
Stop saying it.
he'll do it
Get
again.
something original.
He'll do it. He'll do it soon.
Yeah, that's basically the me going on my little tangent here. Then you got Adra, and then your goalies are kind of
I
weak.
can't believe McCool didn't go to Quebec. I'm a little disappointed.
Mikul actually went to Czechia, which is a bit of an interesting call. And G Britain, you have. Wait a second, what the heck? Keneto is playing on both Keneto's in this next J draft, and he's somehow playing in both the gosh darn WJC and the main one. This is Keneto's new player. The heck is this?
Holy.
Okay, Kenny, I see you, bud. Look, I know we've been good friends for a bit, but you're just. I don't know how you managed to get in there. Or is Great Britain that desperate as going to be in there, too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Quarters, your starter. Norway. A lot of good users there. Your defense is stacked. Pretty good.
Backup goalies are goalie in GFG. Shout out, Gaia.
And backup is our great false starter right now.
Yeah.
When is he going to get called up? I'm not sure. Or she.
Hopefully never. Hopefully never. That's my thoughts.
And then we have Latvia over here. Hard to read, but I see Shyness there. I see Holtz. Holtz, a former Capitals Discord mod, which I am one of the mods on that server.
Mm.
I mean, we literally had one of our beat writers come in to do a Q&A session there.
Latvia is a really interesting team to me because Latvia used to only be, when I was joining the site, Latvia used to only be actual Latvian members.
That's Latvia for a while was like a punching bag when I started coming.
And like Latvia members kind of like dropped off the site, so like then now
you had to hurry up or else someone would take over and rebrand the team.
Yeah, so it's nice that they.
And then we got Ireland, who always seems to be a sneaky team each year.
What the hell? They got the
same guy twice. Stopped us from getting gold last.
They got Phillips Vatos twice. They're not allowed. They can't put the same guy on there twice.
I'm about to say, not being the multi accusations. Not being the accusations.
Evok, Kavanaugh, Portal,
and then Kavanaugh.
Yeah, all these fucking guys.
And then Tonzi, who is totally not an Amid multi.
Yeah. Germany.
All right. I think that's. Wait a minute. I prematurely said that. I forgot about the Germans.
Don't forget about the Germans.
Because I make fun of Tomato, and he's probably going to go berserk in my DMs. I mean, he was in my DMs a couple minutes ago. We were talking about the whole McGritty situation and how he pretty much knew the red flags about that guy. But we're not going to continue talking about that. Let's talk about the German roster.
A couple rookies.
Yeah, and Koenig Wolf, who just recently moved in free agency to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
You got JPC, the Toronto Co., Carlson's Moosey, Calf, who's a long time. RED, who is sadly leaving us.
Oh, yeah? I didn't know that. That sucks.
Yeah, he's going away from the league for a bit. Blues, Askelapp, Tomato, and then your goalies are... Okay. I see this guy. Playoff Olaf. This guy is annoying to go against. Very, very, very annoying.
I think he played backup.
I'm pretty sure this player was the responsibility of how I potentially got blackballed from Texas because I made a joke about them possibly blowing a 3-1 lead, and then Texas got very pissed at me for it. I'm like, damn, can GMs not take a joke these days?
Can't speak on that. But yeah, that's IHF, and that's our podcast pretty much.
That's IHF, and that will do it for our podcast. Thank you guys for watching. I'm not sure if I'm going to do another recording this week on Sunday with a live draft reaction. Maybe. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, this is Valor Waters signing off.
See you guys.
Wait.